But at what point of time in the negotiations did you come in as Dassault?
Good morning. Number one is I'm more than happy to welcome you here in Istres. And Istres is our flight test base, our flight test center. We are in front of Rafale, which is supposed to go to India and is now for flight testing. Here at Dassault, everyone is very proud, number one, to have designed such a superb aircraft. But it's not only that it is a superb aircraft, it's also that it's an aircraft which cope with the French requirement. First, it was designed for the French forces and is a total combat-proven aircraft. So we are at Dassault, the workers, the technicians, the employees, very proud to serve our country. Now we are also very proud that this aircraft is going to equip the Indian Air Force inventory, and we have been working for India for the last 60 years, so it's really an honor to be part of the defense of the country. Now to come back to your questions, as you know, we were in a big competition started in 2007 with the RFP MMRCA program, about 126 aircraft. We were designated to be L1, so meaning is the winner of the competition against many other competitors, and we were more than proud to be the L1 competitor in 2012. From 2012 up to 2016, we have been working to try to finalize the deal. For some reasons, which may be exposed to by government of India, this deal didn't go through, and the government of India, because of the urgency of the requirement, requested the government of France to be able to supply 36 Rafale, which the government of France accepted and told us in 2016.
But it was, you were told by French government, you did not shelve the deal. You didn't say the deal is useless, it's not happening. You continued to negotiate with India.
Yes, we have been negotiated with India for a long time, since 2012. And in 2016, we had some discussion again with Indian Air Force, with the government of India and with HL. So we were in the spirit of finalizing the deal of the 126. We saw and we observed that that was very slow at that time. But, you know, we were totally in line with what the government of India is requesting from us. And suddenly, when there was a visit of the Prime Minister, there was a deal between the two governments, government of France and government of India. And the government of France, through the Ministry of Defense, informed us about the decision of India to go ahead with 36 Rafale sold by the government of France.
So in March 25th, 2015, you, in the presence of President Hollande, said that the production has begun, and you said that the employees are happy, as you said, to be working on the deal, and that Dassault would be providing these aircrafts to Indian Air Force, aircraft to Indian Air Force. Now, what changed in those 17 days between you announcing that it's almost finalized and now suddenly a new deal? What happened in those 10 days?
As a supplier, we were pushing to try to get the deal because we were the winner in 2012. So we really wanted to get the deal, and the deal was for 126 aircraft. So we were still working on that deal with, as I said, HAL or Indian Air Force. It was slow, as I said also, and I believe that the government of India said that it's too long or too difficult, the 126, so go ahead with 36 supplied by government of France. This was exactly what happened in 2015.
So as a supplier, did you feel that HAL did not have the capacity to produce the leftover, not the flyaway condition, but...
No, not at all. We have a long experience with HAL. I worked myself with HAL and I have great respect for this company. What was difficult in that deal to be negotiated was two matters. One was the responsibility not only of the first aircraft, because it was a kind of license. So you got 18 aircraft flyaway, meaning is produced here in France, and then step by step a license production through HAL, because HAL was the lead production agency. The question was at that time, and many discussions we had, is how many hours HAL should take compared to the number of hours Dassault is taking in France. It was an issue. And the second issue was the responsibility. Should I be, as Dassault, responsible for 126 or only of the beginning of the production? Because at the end, for example, if you take the last aircraft, the 126 aircraft totally manufactured by HAL, HAL should take the full responsibility in front of Indian Air Force. These were two issues which were difficult to resolve.
You didn't want to take responsibility of
for
the
126? For the 126, no, only for the 18. Then for the 108, the parts which were supposed to be produced here in France, and the responsibility of transferring the know-how, of training of the workers, of supplying the tools, the publication, the documentation. But then at the end, when you have a manpower which is totally in the hands of HAL, and HAL, as you know, is a state-owned government company, this was the responsibility of HAL to produce and to deliver to Indian Air Force, not mine. This is what my feeling.
You've so, like you said, for 60 years you've been selling aircraft to India. It happened with Mirage. Now, when Mirage was transferred, so was there similar kind of problem?
No, Mirage was not transferred. When we sold the Mirage 2000 to India, beginning of the 80s, 1981, 82, and we had an option of selling a license, but the basic deal was only 36 aircraft or 40 aircraft, I don't remember. Flyaway. And at the end, the option didn't go through. So Mirage was delivered flyaway condition. Then the maintenance and the overhaul of the Mirage were performed by HAL, and we had a deal with HAL to do so.
So, there are media reports that indicate that the French government and French politics played a hand too. Like in India, the Indian opposition says that it was a quick decision taken without consulting the Cabinet Committee on Security, without Acquisitions Committee, and the Prime Minister, Indian Prime Minister, took a knee-jerk reaction. The same way, there are indications that that the French government too was unaware, and it was all of a sudden procedures were broken. Is that true? Was there some kind of French politics in this?
I don't comment about what happened or what's happening in the frame of a government. The government of India has its own procedures, and I'm sure and convinced that they followed the procedures. And you have the French government, they have their own procedures, different from India, and I'm sure also that they followed their procedures.
The reason I'm asking this is because former President Hollande said that Dassault was not given an option. They had to pick the offset partners which the Indian government told them to. Whereas the Indian government says that nothing of that sort happened. So
it's totally untrue, and the former President Hollande made and performed a correction of what he said. He said clearly